All in all, yeah, I'd have been mad as hell if I'd paid for this to see in the movies, though. That's the truth. What's good with it, people? Welcome to the Joe Blackula Perspective presents Behind the Curtain, where I will either be reviewing or revisiting movies and sharing my honest thoughts and opinions on them. And I am your host, the infamous Joe Blackula. Cue my drop.
Joe Blackula.
Thank you kindly. Disclaimer. So I am a native Chicagoan, Southeast Sider, Greater Grand Crossing, born and raised, Comiskey Park, 85 Bears, 46 Defense, Jordan's Bulls, Harold's Chicken, Harold Washington, Sears Tower. Chicagoans do not acknowledge Willis Tower. The Bean, Pimps, Pistols, Preachers, Politicians, and so forth. And with being a Chicagoan, I try to make sure that I'm as current as possible as far as movies that have been shot here over the years, or based on either people or events that have happened in my city. Al Capone being one of them. I said troubled city. Troubled ain't a word I would use. I would normally say in my city. I have seen one of the best roles of Al Capone played by Robert De Niro in The Untouchables and Stephen Graham on Boardwalk Empire, and I have seen one of the absolute worst played by Ben Gazzara in the 1975 movie Capone. So when I found out that the 2020 version of Capone was coming out direct to streaming services, and I hadn't heard anything about it during this shooting process, I mean, with me being a member of the Chicago Historical Society and a Chicago outfit historian of sorts, not bragging, I'm just saying, me seeing this movie was a no-brainer. Okay, let's go. But when I first saw the trailer, just off the look of it,
how about it for our good friend Al, ladies and gentlemen?
yeah, that'll be a no, fam. Alright, so let's start first and unpack this plot as well as the characters. Capone stars Tom Hardy as the lead character of Alphonse Capone, Linda Cardellini as Al's wife May Capone. I really liked her in the movie The Green Book. Matt Dillon is why the I can't say Matt Dillon. Matt Dillon is in it and has a very small but a heavy role. Kyle MacLachlan, I hope I just said that name right. Kyle MacLachlan is in it. I feel like I'm about to sneeze when I say his name. MacLachlan. Kyle MacLachlan, he plays the doctor for Al Capone. He's in it as well. He's mostly known for Twin Peaks, but I mainly remember him from the movie Showgirls. And also features Sopranos alumni actors Al Sapenzia as Ralph Bottles Capone and Catherine Narducci. You got to be careful with these Italian names, man. Now, Tom Hardy is that dude. He is definitely the actor's actor. He is the definition of a thespian. Look at the way he transformed his body in The Dark Knight when he became Bane.
Bane.
That's all him. That's all Tom Hardy. Best villain voice ever next to Darth Vader.
Theatricality and deception. Powerful agents to the uninitiated. But we are initiated. Aren't we, Bruce?
Members of the League of Shadows. And you betrayed us.
That's Tom Hardy's voice as well. True acting is all in the eyes as far as I'm concerned. And in The Dark Knight, you never see Bane's face. Everything is from behind that mask and his body language, the way he's walking around with his hands holding onto that coat, his grand movements with his body when he was talking. And look at him in the movie Legend about twin brothers Reggie and Ronnie Cray. After a while, I forgot that I was watching one actor playing two roles at the same time on a green screen. The movie takes place a little after Al has been released from Alcatraz, and he's now in his mansion in Miami with the feds constantly watching him and listening to him all the time with bugs that they set up in the crib. This specifically is the Al Capone movie for people that had no idea what happened to him after he got out of Alcatraz. There's this pic that I've seen of Al Capone during that time period. He's sitting in this chair in this striped bathrobe, I think holding on to a fishing pole. I think the rumor that I had heard that he was actually trying to fish in his swimming pool. That pic to me pretty much dictates the visual theme of the entire movie. And after about 10, 15, 20, maybe 50 minutes, I kind of got over that horrible makeup. But I was not able to get past that horrible Brooklyn accent and him chewing on them cigars. That was just gross. Now, one of the first things, surprisingly, that caught my attention was that the credits actually start rolling. You know, when you see the cast and the name of the movie, that didn't actually come on until 11 minutes into the movie. I'm sitting there like, damn, I'm realizing that I ain't seen a credit yet. It was kind of like, oh, okay, I missed that. And when they did roll, I saw the name Neil Brennan. I'm like, Neil Brennan? Like Chappelle Show Neil Brennan, the co-writer, co-creator of the Chappelle Show? Yes, that Neil Brennan. Same dude. He plays Al Capone's attorney in the movie. This movie actually reminded me of A Beautiful Mind with Russell Crowe because it takes you on this 1 hour and 43-minute maze into the mind of a man that's going crazy. Shout out to the director Josh Trank, whose actual last movie was 2015's Fantastic Four, and that movie was horrible. I don't know why 20th Century Fox can't get these Fantastic Four movies right, but shout out to Josh because there are moments in this movie when you can't really actually tell with what you're seeing is real or if you're caught up in Al's madness at that moment. Now there's some scenes when you look at it and you're saying, okay, nah, my man clearly is bugging right about now. But then there are other scenes you like, wait a minute, what? Is that really happening right now? Spoiler alert, by the way the movie ends, it makes you second guess everything that you've been watching up until that point. I had an aunt that had Alzheimer's, man. And this woman was nothing short of a mathematical genius. And I remember vividly what Alzheimer's did to her. And this movie definitely put her back on my brain, and it made me empathize for people that are living with loved ones that are suffering through some sort of dementia. That condition doesn't actually just affect the people that have it, it affects everybody around them. And the movie Capone definitely shows that. It makes you feel for all of them because you right in there with him. His son, his brother, his wife, the gardener, the doctor, the lawyer. Also in the movie Capone, there's a sub-story about a collect call from Cleveland. That's all I'm gonna say. As well as $10 million. If Sean Connery was in the hunt for Red October, then Tom Hardy is in the hunt for $10 million. In conclusion, this movie absolutely does not paint a picture of Al Capone for you to feel sorry for him. Mainly because I read over the years that Al could have actually been treated for the syphilis that was ravaging his brain, which was why he was going crazy. He could have gotten treatment for that, but he refused the needles. He was deathly afraid of needles, which I do understand. I don't like needles as well, but I wouldn't have refused them if it was to treat me for something that was going to keep me from going crazy. And even with all of the gross spitting and physical changes that Al, or Fonz as they call him in the movie, the director Josh finds a few moments to lighten up the mood with humor. Spoiler alert, and it is a lot of gross physical stuff happening. Love, hate, or debate. This movie is debatable, and I give it 3 black fists out of 5. Part of me judges movies that are based on historical figures. If it's under 2 hours, I'm looking at it side-eye. I can't take it seriously. But at the same time, this movie, Capone, by the time that 1 hour and 46 is over with, I actually think that the movie has made its point. Anything longer, I would have been like, all right, that's enough already, I get it. With this movie, with this subject matter, with this topic, yeah, anything more than that might have been overkill. And in all actuality, I mean, really, this movie could have been about anybody. Al Capone just so happened to be the title character, the title lead. But up to this point, this part of his story hadn't been told. So, all in all, as far as what I know as far as historical facts, and it ain't really a lot of that information out there, like I said, 3 out of 5. Pretty good. Good story. Dealt with the after the fact. Feds on him, I'd often wondered about that. I'd often wondered about his finances. They getting to that. Bank was on him. My man had to start consolidating, getting rid of some of that stuff. Spoiler alert if you decide to check it out. There's a carrot. Nah, I'm just bugging. There's a carrot. The damn Tommy gun. It's a scene in the movie with the Tommy gun, man. Al was bogus with that Tommy gun. And you know what? He was super bogus with the gardener. I think that his accent, that Tom Hardy's Brooklyn accent, is what bothered me more than anything, even more so the makeup. Like I said, after about 50 minutes, all right, I got used to looking at this monster makeup that they had him in. After a while, he develops like this discolorations on his face. And okay, what they did with his lips, I see what they were going after. But that cigar, him and these cigars, man, it just makes me want to throw up looking at him gnawing on these cigars, man. But what the movie does do is it does make me respect the human brain. It doesn't matter what your finances are looking like, how you in tune with your body or whatever. You eating all your greens, you drinking your 8 bottles of water a day, whatever. If the brain shuts down, that's it. It runs the show. Alright, put a bow on this one because it is officially a wrap. If this was your first time visiting, your attendance was much obliged and highly appreciated. My reviews will get better, but until I hit the bullseye, I'm gonna keep throwing these darts. Please like, share, hit the subscribe button. I need to hit 25,000 subscribers. And whatever it is, whatever you think, leave a comment below, let a brother know, and I will holler black in a few ticks. In a minute, people.